Hello and welcome to my channel, Attila. So in this video, we're going to look at the future of the Nawrocki government in Poland. And as you can see, usually the way I do these readings, that I let the cards to fall out. So this might take a couple minutes. And if you want to skip that, you're able to do it in the description. So obviously it was another nail-biter election, this time in Poland, like very close. Obviously it shows that pretty much everywhere in the world people are pretty divided when it comes to liberal and conservative values. And I thought it would be a good one to look at in terms of what's going to happen to Poland under this new government. Now, what you need to know about me: I live in Canada. I am not Polish. I was born in Hungary, and I don't know anything about Nawrocki personally, or I'm not deep into the Polish politics. So I'm gonna be pretty neutral when it comes to this reading, like any of my readings, because what I'm focusing on really whatever the meaning of the cards are. And I know that some of you will agree, some of you will disagree, because it's a divided country. So obviously like it's normal, because these days people just want to hear whatever they believe in, and they just want to. So anyway, I'm gonna be focusing on the meanings of the card. So whatever you will or might not hear is not necessarily what your expectations are. But anyway, I had a few readings in the past where I was able to predict pretty accurately the outcome of elections, the outcome of what the leader is gonna be facing with. Like, you can watch my Canadian ones. You can also watch some of the Hungarian predictions that I had. Anyway, I have a pretty good track record, so I would recommend you to watch those. But also I have a lot of regular tarot readings that you are able to enjoy for your own sign, from a money, career and finance perspective, and also from a love and relation point of view. So it might help you. So definitely don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So we're pretty much done with this deck. So, all right, and later I'm gonna pull some from this one as well. So we're ready to go. It's usually pretty exhausting to kind of do this shuffling in front of you, but anyway, we are ready to go. So the energy at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles is not an easy card. The Five of Pentacles is all about struggles, not having enough resources. So it can be that he's going to be facing an economy that is in decline. It might be that, he's going to be facing that he's not going to have enough money for whatever he is trying to achieve, whatever he is trying to promote, because this is the card of lack. The card of lack in terms of not feeling enough, not having enough, and all of those feelings. But also this card can be connected to feeling left outside of the cold as well. So what does that mean from a political point of view? It might be connected to isolation, politics about isolating themselves. So I just kind of did a little overview on him and his policies. So he's definitely prioritizing strong ties with the USA, and particularly under the conservative leadership. So there might be similar isolation politics that you are able to see from him, what President Trump is doing. So this Five of Pentacles can be connected to that feeling alone, feeling left out alone. So anyway, there's definitely some isolation that might be happening here, or just generally economical and financial challenges that are underlying his government, or whatever his government is facing. Because again, when you kind of have this Five of Pentacles, you don't have, you might be struggling financially. But let's see what is in the center of his reading. Well, in the center of his reading, we have here the Emperor, which is a very positive card for him, because this is a card of a leadership, being strategic, being very organized, and also being in control, being in charge, and definitely a great card when you kind of look at somebody who is leading a country, because the Emperor is unifying the energies of all of the kings. So I think what I'm kind of getting here, that he has very strong leadership capabilities, or they're gonna show, the government will show a very strong leadership in certain areas. Again, there might be a little bit too much control when it comes to the Emperor, but again, the Emperor is also very successful and very strategic. And also very action oriented, right? So I think he's gonna be ready to take action. He's gonna be ready to make move on certain things, what he's gonna be trying to achieve. Now, his only issue might be money, because again, you have here this lack, or it can be also that he might be alone within Europe. Now, obviously, based on what I can kind of see, in terms of his views and policies, he might be very similar to Hungary's Orbán. Let me know what do you think about that. But anyway, be respectful with each other. So there's definitely some kind of a strong leadership. The first card of this reading is the Ten of Pentacles. So Ten of Pentacles is a card that is focusing on traditions, focusing on traditional values of families, multi-generation approach. This is actually a very beautiful card from that perspective. Can be connected to financials, can be connected to the economy as well. Great card when you kind of compare it to the Five of Pentacles, because it might be that he's going to be able to achieve something where he might be doubling or multiplying whatever the country has from an economical perspective. But also there's a strong connection here to traditional family values, because this is a typical card of an old generational family, founding that and looking back to that. So there's definitely connection to the old traditional values, well, which is not a surprise, because he is representing the conservative values. Now the next card of the reading is the Nine of Swords, which indicates fears, anxieties, worries as well, and having nightmares. Like, I think he's gonna have a couple of sleepless nights, not only him but his whole government, because this is a card that can be connected to guilt. It can be connected to just worrying about something, worrying about the traditional values, worrying about leadership, worrying about actions. There's definitely all of that when it comes to the Nine of Swords. Now the reading continues here with the Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is, the general themes of this card is taking a break, recovery, healing from issues that might be connected to the past, and taking a break from it. Now this break is also can be just indicating that there's going to be a very slow progress that he's going to be facing. Probably on the long term, he might be successful, but I think the progress is going to be very slow, because the Four of Swords is all about this really slow moving energy when sometimes things are not moving forward and feels like a still stand. So I think that's probably going to give him nightmares as well, or anxiety that whatever he's trying to achieve, whatever his strategy, because of financial issues, it's going to be hard for him to achieve. The next card of his reading is the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is definitely connected to this analysis paralysis, when we are kind of overthinking certain things in our life. And the general theme of this card is when somebody is not seeing something, when somebody is kind of in the prison of their own thoughts or own values as well. And because of that, because of those thoughts, they are seeing their situation worse than what it is. So from that perspective, I think you can kind of see here that there are a lot of overthinking will happen from their point of view. And what's really interesting, that there's gonna be, that might be hindering their action, because at the center you have here this Emperor energy, which is all about taking action, all about strategy and making moves as well. And this overthinking and over worrying because of the values, I think it might be hindering them, and it might be making them to see things worse than what they are. And what I kind of want to show you, I love the way this card is portraying the Eight of Swords. As you can see, somebody is seeing themselves, oh my God, I cannot see the way out of this situation. I'm bound by all of these things. But that's their thoughts. That's how they see the situation. The reality is something different. So I think there's going to be something here from their end that's going to be muddy the way they think. And I think it can be definitely connected to those traditional values, which is represented by the Ten of Pentacles. Again, let me know what you think. Be respectful. I'm just telling you the meanings of the cards. Now, the next card of the reading that represents this new government is the Three of Wands, which is a card of early successes, a card that represents that, it's generally connected to growth, expansion, especially from the international perspective. This is a very adventurous card from the point of view that for example, you made your plans and you see that the plan is working. You're going to have some early signs for it. So I think what I'm kind of getting here, that obviously in the center you have this Emperor, which is all about strategy, all about leadership. And I think there's going to be a very, very slow progress and which going to be worrying him. But there's going to be early signs that whatever he is trying to do will be successful. I don't know what his plan's going to be, but when you kind of see the Three of Wands, you're going to be able to expect some early successes, especially, as I said, international perspective, international expansion, or it might be like, international strategy, international economy as well. There's going to be definitely some kind of an early signs for success. Now, let's see what's going to be the final outcome for this reading. But before that, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's an indication that you enjoyed this reading, and you're also helping me to grow the channel, to make sure that other people can see this message. And definitely put in the comments, what do you think about is happening in Poland, especially if you are Polish or if you are living in Polish. I am definitely curious to listen to your insights. But again, please be respectful with each other and with everybody, because this is simply politics. And also, I recommend you to check out my other videos if you are interested in these kind of topics. So the next card in the reading is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is a card of competition and also a card of conflict. There's definitely, for me, this is kind of like the diversity card. The diversity card, because when you kind of look at the history of this card, normally you have 5 people on it. 5 people are battling with each other, but the battle is not necessarily serious. This is kind of like a training. This is when you're kind of trying to see how far you are able to go in terms of the point of view. Like if it kind of represents the conflict, it can be simply a type of conflict where people are coming from different background, and they see things from a different point of view, and that's kind of why I kind of always see this card as the diversity card, because when you kind of look at the original card, you have these people wearing different kind of clothes, which means that they're coming from diverse backgrounds. And I think this is kind of what is the internal battle for him when it comes to that Eight of Wands, is something that kind of that seeing the traditional values and seeing the other people's perspective, because you have here this in the top, which is generally represents our thought processes. And I think he just doesn't see, because you have here this blindfold, that those two values might be living next to each other. But again, this card can indicate competition as well. Competition from the point of view that there might be some international competition, or there might be some, like, one of those type of approaches, which is not a serious competition, when you are trying to see how far you're able to go in terms of pushing your agenda, pushing your perspective, or how far you're able to push the limits. That's kind of the energies as well. But also you can kind of see here with that Five of Wands that it can also indicate somebody who is in training, somebody who is new, and he's definitely in a brand new leadership role where he might have to learn things. Now the reading is continuing here with the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is very, very interesting card, because first of all, it can be connected to secrets. Sequence from that is not talked about, because the High Priestess is mute. So from that point of view, you can kind of see here that there might be some secrets that might be keeping him up all night. Because, when you kind of have the emperor, that's pretty much representing the leader of the government, the leader of the country. And then this empress is right beside the leader, who is not able to sleep. So there might be some secrets. I don't know what kind of a secret it is, but there's something here that's keeping him up all night. Now also with the High Priestess, it's also a card of potential. So I think he's going to have a lot of potential. He's going to be able to achieve a lot of things, because the High Priestess is one of those cards that can indicate when everybody wants to work with you, which is kind of interesting with this isolation approach as well. But I see some potentials in terms of that. But again, there might be some secrets here when the High Priestess is showing up. Now the last card in the reading, before we go into the Indigo Goddess deck, we have here the Four of Pentacles. What we need to know about the Four of Pentacles is a couple of things. So it can be definitely trying to hold on to something. It can be trying to hold on to something that you don't want to let go. It can be connected to controlling things, especially when you kind of look at this angle. You have here this traditional family values. You have the Emperor, which can be a card of control, but you also have here the Four of Pentacles, which is somebody who is really afraid of losing something, somebody who is really trying to kind of figure out, trying to hold on to something really tightly because afraid of losing it. So I think there's some fear-based approach, fear-based control that you're going to be able to see him because the Four of Pentacles is definitely that energy. But also the Four of Pentacles can be connected to some secrets, some information that's being withheld. And especially when you kind of look at this High Priestess and the Four of Pentacles connection, right? These can definitely indicate that there might be some secrets as well. But I think it's going to come to light. And the reason I'm saying that it's going to come to light, whatever this secret is, because you have here this Three of Wands, which is looking into the future, and you can kind of see how the sun is coming in. But all in all, I think there are some great potentials for him. But there's gonna be a lot of kind of not seeing things. When you look at all of these cards, right? Like, you know, she is not looking at something. She is not looking forward. She is kind of sleeping, which again, like, you kind of have this closed eye, or trying to not see something that's gonna be. And even when you look at this card, right, you have here this this person who is kind of looking down. So there might be certain things that they just don't want to see, or they're gonna look over. Now from this deck, there were a couple of cards that came out. Answers. So keys to the kingdom, calls, interviews, new work, technology, money solutions. So obviously he is brand new to his position. He's just getting the keys to the kingdom of Poland, if I want to be saying it like that. But definitely can be a card that indicates that he might be looking to find some solutions for finances or the economy, which might be technology might be an important aspect of that. You also have here the progress, slow and steady growth. Take steps, persist, long-term, going swimmingly in the flow, which we kind of talked here about, that if you remember, that there might be slow progress in terms of whatever he is trying to achieve, but you also have here these early successes that indicates that there's going to be early signs in terms of the success, but again, it's not going to be an easy ride, but it's going to be slow and steady growth. And you also have here the big fish, reeling them in, good impression, on the hook, great catch, lucrative deal. So this card for me is always indicating some great contracts that he might be signing. It might be on the international perspective point of view as well. It might be, I don't know if fishery is important, but seeing all these themes of these fish and turtle, I can kind of see that. But there's definitely some great deals that I think he's going to be able to create that might bring financial stability. But also, I think his greatest challenge is going to be not being able to see certain things, or not willing to see certain things. And I think this battle between the traditional values and the more modern values, I think that's going to be definitely a battle for him. But let me know what you think in the comments. So this is what I can see for the new government of Poland. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be able to welcome you again.